What's going on, everybody? Today we are installing the Verus catch can system and sound tube delete for my ND Miata. This is a pretty easy and straightforward process. However, in this video, I've included some tips and tricks on how to get the lines connected to the back of the crankcase and to the intake manifold. That was the trickiest part. I've had this installed now for a little over a few weeks, and if I'm going to be honest, I really haven't noticed any sort of performance gain, but I have gone ahead and have drained it already once, and there was maybe at best, like a few milliliters of oil, nothing crazy. I have been to a track event, and you know what? Clearly, by the evidence of the little oil that was in there, it is doing something. I do check my oil level on a regular basis, and the oil seems to be right at the level that it should be. However, oil vapors are definitely getting pushed out of the crankcase and in through this guy, and it's being filtered out. And based on what I'm seeing, hopefully not being thrown back into the intake track. So far, so good. Pretty painless installation. All in all, I think aesthetically, it really does fit the part in the engine bay here. It almost looks OE. And you know what? You can never go wrong with a little added protection. So, keep watching the video for more tips and tricks on how to get that installed. What's going on, everybody? Today I'm installing the Verus catch can for my ND2 Miata. Yeah. Now, this, not necessarily needed for a street-driven vehicle. However, with all of these direct injected vehicles and with the carbon buildup that happens on the back of the valves, because there's no port injection, there's no injectors washing the back of the valves. And a lot of that carbon buildup is going to be from the PCV system. So you're going to have positive crankcase pressure that's going to be moving basically vapors, oil vapors, up into the crankcase, or out of the crankcase rather, and then into the intake track so that it can be reburnt. And they do this deliberately for emissions purposes. They don't want oil vapors to be just escaping into the atmosphere. They want to push it back into the engine so that it can be reburnt, or, a part of the combustion cycle. However, that's not necessarily great for the longevity of the valves or the carbon buildup rather. So by adding a PCV, or by adding a catch can system, this is going to allow those oil vapors to get caught into the catch can, hence the name. And then basically every now and again, there is a small little bung beneath that you basically undo, and the oil drains out. So I'm not going to get too deep into this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to cover the install of this. So I'm not going to get into too much depth. The bracket, pretty straightforward. Follow Verus's instructions. You can't go wrong. Now, this kit does come with the sound tube delete, which basically I've done here. So I've deleted the sound tube, which Verus is cool. They include everything you need, including that little firewall plug there. And that in itself was pretty effortless to do. You need a hose, you need to just remove this hose clamp here, push this back into its place, removing the factory sound tube itself. And then, the lines are pretty straightforward. You've got one from the valve cover that goes in here, this one into the intake track. This is where it gets tricky, guys. Now, the install on this is very difficult. I've seen a few different ways to do it, but basically it starts by removing the brake booster line, and you move this out of your way. Then back in here, you are going to reach into the depth, into the bowels of this vehicle. You can't even see it. Even if you shine a light, you can't see it. You've got to have basically a lot of patience to do this, guys. And what you're going to look for is the OEM. On the back of the engine block, there's the crankcase breather, and you're going to look for this hose. As you can see, it goes in this orientation. So this side goes to the engine block, this side goes into the intake. So again, the engine breather is moving crankcase vapors down this way, and the intake with vacuum is sucking those vapors into the intake track. Okay, so you're going to pull this guy out. Now you can reach it if you just take your hand and jump down in here like I did and wiggle around. You're gonna feel it. Now what I did was I removed the top portion first from the block, pulled it out, and then moved it aside. And then I fed the hose through and I put it on. That part actually wasn't too bad at all. By just reaching my hand in and behind here and then reaching in the back and just feeling for it, okay guys? It was pretty straightforward. I got it, no problem. I basically added a little bit of lubricant to the edge of the new hose just to allow it to slide on nice and easily. So just a dab of lubricant around the surface and then inside the orifice here. Put a little lubricant and then I just applied a little bit of pressure and it went on effortlessly. I even double checked and verified by moving my finger across to the end to make sure that it was sitting flush against the nipple, okay? Now, the bottom one, on the other hand, let me tell you, this sits lower on the intake manifold, so it's a little bit lower yet. The problem is you got to jam your forearm even further. There's not a lot of room there, so when you're going to the block side, you know, you got enough room that you can articulate your hands. And you know, I don't have tiny forearms, but I don't have huge forearms, but I work out. I mean, they're not beefy, but they're still not small, and I had a difficult time getting down to the very bottom. I could basically just get there to the point that I could feel the nipple with my finger, and then I can feel the orifice of the nipple. Yeah, that's right. And I would grab the hose and I would try to apply it and push it on. The problem is that you just can't get enough leverage in there. And, you know, this is why a lot of guys like flying Miata, they recommend taking the plastic injector cover off or whatever on the fuel rail, and then, you know, take the other part of the brake booster hose off and then reach in from the top with your other hand to kind of apply force. I tried, guys. I actually laid some foam and a thick blanket on top of the engine and laid on top of it doing that method. It didn't work. It honestly, for me anyway, it didn't work. So what I found to be the most effective is, because I noticed, if you look at this, I don't know if you can tell, might not be able to tell on camera, but that orifice is larger than this one. This is the crankcase or the block side. This is the intake manifold side. It's hard to tell, but trust me when I say this orifice is larger than this one. So right away, even by feeling with my finger, it just felt like it was larger on the intake manifold side. So even by applying lubricant and everything, it just wasn't going on. So what I did was I took my pliers here. I'll try to demonstrate this as best as possible. You take your pliers, I threw the hose, the new hose, into the pliers like so, and then I basically just expanded the pliers, okay? And by doing that and working around the inside of the hose, just kind of working it gently, you know, working, kept expanding, just to give it a little more clearance. And I expanded the brand new hose just large enough that it was larger than that orifice, but not too large to the point that it's obviously not going to stay on. And you're only doing the very edge. The nipple in itself is about quarter, I don't know, maybe even half an inch long. Yeah, I'd say that it's about half an inch long. Okay, so if you're just doing the very edge, guys, you know, it's not the end of the world and it's not going to come off. You have to remember the engine is running under vacuum. The intake is running under vacuum, so it's always sucking. So this is not going to come, you know, flying off. Now, if my engine were boosted, that's a different story. You're going to get positive manifold pressure, so you're going to want to clamp these down. Regardless, even if the hose was perfect, you know, what was 100% tight, or, you know, a struggle to get on and as tight could be, you're still going to want to clamp them on, because positive pressure will just back this off. But because it's naturally aspirated, it's just vacuum, so it's just sucking on this. So again, all I did was I just worked the new hose with the pliers just ever so much, just to expand that orifice just slightly so that I could get down there and just kind of push it in. Once I kind of got it to the point where I could feel it basically on, you know, the cusp of the orifice, or the nipple rather, I basically bent the hose slightly to create a 90 degree and then forced it from the back on like so. So because the hose is not a pre-bent hose, it's just straight like so, I basically got it onto the nipple, and then as soon as I got it onto the nipple and I could feel it was just there, I then created a 90 degree by backing my hand up, created a 90 degree, and then applied force this way to get it to go on, and boom, went on with no problem. So there we are. Patience. All in all, it took me about an hour and a half to do, and most of that time was fiddling with that hose, mounting this up and everything else. The other hoses, even the top, the block hose, that one went on pretty quick, but that lower intake manifold hose, yeah. But all installed, ready to go. Make sure you double check the orientation. This is for the block, that's for the intake manifold. Okay, silver is intake manifold. This one right here, closest to the firewall, is for the block, at least according to the instructions. And there you have it.